to lead this initiative. Congressman Ryan is going to introduce her to all of you, but before he does, I'd like to thank quite a few people, most notably the commissioners of both counties for getting together on this project, as well as the mayors of Youngstown, Warren, and Niles, and the trustees from Howland Township, as well as the local trade association. That's quite a group to get together. And up here today from the trade associations is Jim Burgum, if you could raise your hand. Steve Paplis from Niles, Commissioner Fuda from Trumbull County, Commissioner Trafficani from Mahoning County, Commissioner Polifka from Trumbull County. You see how well they're getting along. Bob Dean from the city of Warren.
I'm keeping the peace here. We're going to put Bob in between us. He's the dean. He's the dean.
Commissioner Heltzel from Trumbull County also. Of course, Congressman Ryan. Ann Cobbin from the city of Youngstown. And Darlene St. George from Howland Township have all been very instrumental in this whole process. It really started about two and a half years ago when we got the idea that the Port Authority could be much more than just the operator of an airport, and it could really help with economic development within the valley. I'm really amazed by our young congressman here. You're still young to me, Congressman, that could get all these entities together and then to hold them together to pull this initiative off. So I've been flattered just to be in the driver's seat of this, but Congressman Ryan is really the one that pulled all these groups together and made this possible. So before I introduce him, I'd like to thank one more person who's not here today yet, is my wife, for putting up with me. She keeps saying, you got to get off that damn Port Authority. You're too stressed out over it. But I think now that we've gotten past this point, she might let me stay. So without any further delay, I'd like to introduce Congressman Tim Ryan.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. This is really a great day, and I want to thank everyone for coming. This, as John stated, we really feel like this is a community initiative. And one of our Achilles' heels over the last 30 years has been we haven't been able to get along with each other, and then we would go ask people for help, and they would say, well, how come you guys don't get along? When you get along, then we'll help to provide some support. And I think after the V&M negotiations, where we had 2 counties, 2 cities come together to put a package together with the state and federal government, and now with this, where we have 2 counties, 3 cities, a township, the building trades, all coming together to work with the Port Authority, I think is a historic step in the history of our community. And this is, I believe, the first step into the first. There's been a lot of little steps, but we have now, with today, we have laid the economic infrastructure that we need in place to have real economic growth that benefits all of our constituencies, all of our citizens. And as the economy is changing, and we know this, whether it's in business-to-business software or green technology, you've got to have people in place that are able to go out and put these deals together. And I think, the Chamber hired Eric Planey, who is here, who's doing international business development for them, just returning from China, trying to bring Chinese business here instead of our businesses always moving to China. And you have to have an aggressive policy to do that. And then when they get here, you have to have an economic development team in place that's able to utilize every single economic development resource that you may have to bring to bear upon deals to create jobs in our community. And that's what this position is all about. And that's why you see everyone agreeing on what's happening here. When I first got into office, as many of you know, it was a new congressional district, and so we had Akron and Portage County as well as most of Mahoning and Trumbull. And we kept going out to Akron and hearing about what they were doing with their Port Authority. Active, involved in all kinds of different economic deals, whether it was Lockheed Martin, Goodyear, or even renovating the Civic Theater in downtown Akron. And so we began to think, Rick Leonard on my staff and Barb Ewing, who I'd also like to thank for helping shepherd this and keep this thing together for the last 2 years. We started to think, you know, if we're really going to have long-term growth in the Mahoning Valley, we need an active, energetic, vibrant port authority to help put these deals together. And that's where this whole process started. And now here we are, today laying the groundwork for long-term future economic development in our communities. And just so we all kind of recognize, you know, the tea leaves here. Our economy has moved from just straight industry, straight manufacturing, to software, and now it's moving into green technology, green energy. And what I've been saying and what has happened here in the past is we had a tech boom in the 90s, our community completely missed it. It went by, people benefited, communities benefited, we missed out. The housing boom came and went, and now the next great wave is going to be green manufacturing, green energy, green technology. We are not going to miss the green revolution that's coming to the United States of America. We are not going to miss it. And that's what this is all about. And you can see signs already. V&M Star. I mean, think about this. We all grew up here. We all live here. Think about this. V&M Star, this is not a done deal. I'm not here to make any announcements on V&M Star. I mean, I might, but no one would believe me. But I'm hopeful. V&M Star is looking at a French company, looking at investing $1 billion into the Youngstown Girard project. The new VXI call center, incoming call center in downtown Youngstown, 500 jobs. It's a Los Angeles company moving to Youngstown. If you look at Revere Data, a San Francisco technology company moving to Youngstown. And I'm going to further stoke the rumors. Now there are rumors that South Korea and GM is going to move some of their South Korea operations. This is not an announcement either. To Lordstown. But the fact that Lordstown in Trumbull County is a flagship GM manufacturing facility in North America is significant because they're making a green car. All the trends are moving in this direction. And so we either get ourselves on board with the proper economic development mechanisms, or we miss it again. And as I said, we're not going to miss it. And this is what this is all about. So we want to put a big sign outside the Mahoning Valley after today's announcement, open for business. Open for business. And you will get the most professional, the most ethical leadership that you will find anywhere in the country. And if companies are moving here from Los Angeles and San Francisco and making investments from France and other European companies, then we are strategically and uniquely positioned for economic growth. And these big energy companies that want to build big wind turbines, they don't want to ship them, and they can't. It's cost prohibitive to ship them from China to the United States. These are products that they want to make here. And they're going to want to make it where there's a good supply chain. They're going to want to make it where there's good industry and manufacturing, in a manufacturing base. They're going to want to make it in a place that has a good location so that they can distribute it. All of the assets that I know I've been talking about with all of you since I've been in office, good location, good cost, good workforce, are all now coming more into play than ever before, and we're going to take advantage of it. And that's what this position is all about. And so I want to thank everyone here, because I know as an elected leader, you sometimes get resistance from your constituents on how are you spending that money, why are you spending it, what's the direct benefit for spending that money, and why are you doing it, with Mahoning County, or why is Niles involved with Howland, or Howland involved with Youngstown? What is this all about? And the fact that we now have leaders that will step up and say, we are doing this because it's in the best interest of our community. We're doing this because we're not going to fight each other over these little crumbs. We're going to try to grow the pie so that everybody can have a